You wake before the sun, not because you want to, but because something feels wrong. The air is colder than it should be, too still, too quiet. You lie there, eyes open, staring into darkness that does not move. Then you hear it, a bell, far away, slow, heavy, not calling people together, but marking something else. You sit up. The fire is nearly dead, ash instead of flame, and for the first time, you feel it, not fear yet, but something close, because this is England. The year is 1348, and today, the world begins to change. You step outside. The morning is gray, mist clings low across the ground, wrapping itself around houses and narrow paths. Everything is damp, heavy, unmoving. The village breathes, slowly. A door opens, another closes. Footsteps press into wet earth. No one wastes time here. Homes stand close together, timber frames leaning, walls patched with mud and straw, roofs thick with thatch, darkened by years of smoke. The smell never leaves. Wood smoke, damp soil, animals, people. You breathe it in because there is no choice. Work begins before the sun rises. A man splits wood beside his house, each strike sharp, precise, necessary. A woman lifts water from the well, her hands red from the cold. She does not spill a drop. Children move between homes, carrying feed, chasing chickens, learning early that life here is not gentle. You walk toward the fields. The land opens wide. Strips of farmland stretch into gray distance. Men and women bend over soil that resists them. No machines, no relief, only hands and time. You watch them work, not fast, not slow, just constant. Backs bent under a weight that never lifts. Hands rough, cracked open by cold and labor. Fingers pressed into soil that resists them, as if the earth itself does not want to give anything back. Breath leaves their mouths in pale clouds. The air is cold, but their bodies are not. They move anyway, because they have to. Each seed is placed carefully, measured, deliberate. Not out of patience, but necessity. A mistake here is not small. A mistake means hunger, and hunger is never far. A man pauses, just for a moment. He straightens his back slowly, like it hurts to do it, looks at the sky, gray, unchanging, then down at his hands, dirty, worn, tired. He exhales and continues. No one tells him to, no one needs to, because here, the land does not care if you are tired, and the body learns that quickly. The light grows, but never fully. The sun is there, somewhere above the clouds, but it does not reach you. It feels distant, muted, like the world itself is holding something back. You begin to notice the small sounds, not loud, not important, but constant. Cloth brushing against wood, a quiet step in the mud, the slow creak of a door opening, then closing again. A hammer striking iron in the distance, steady, controlled. A cartwheel turning, heavy, dragging through wet ground. A dog barks once, then silence. No reply. People speak, but only when necessary. Short sentences, low voices. Energy is saved for work, not for words. You watch a man eat. Bread in his hands, hard, uneven. He bites slowly, chews carefully. Nothing is wasted. Nearby, a woman feeds a child. No conversation, no laughter. Only movement, only function. Life here is not lived. It is maintained, moment by moment, sound by sound. You step inside. The shift is immediate. Outside, the air was cold, sharp, open. Here, it closes around you, heavy, thick, alive with things you cannot see. Smoke hangs low beneath the roof, trapped, circling slowly, never fully leaving. It stings your eyes, burns your throat. Every breath feels used, like it has already passed through someone else. The fire sits at the center of the room, low, unstable. more smoke than flame. Everything happens around it, cooking, sleeping, living. There are no walls to divide space, no quiet corners, no escape, just one room, holding everything, people, heat, air, breath. A pot hangs above the fire. Something thick turns slowly inside. Porridge, gray, heavy, enough to survive, not enough to feel full. Bread rests nearby, hard, cracked, torn apart by hand, not cut. You watch as it's shared, not evenly, never evenly. A child eats first, quickly, as if someone might take it away. An older man waits, watching, saying nothing. The floor beneath you shifts slightly as you move. Straw, damp, mixed with dirt. And worse, it has not been changed in days, maybe longer. A chicken moves through the room. No one reacts. It belongs here. Like everything else, like everyone else. You sit, trying to adjust, trying to breathe slower, but the air resists you. It presses back. Thick, used, shared. Then a cough. Close, sharp, too sharp. It cuts through the room. No one speaks, no one moves, but something changes. Subtle, instant. Another cough follows. Weaker, longer. And now, everyone hears it. No one looks directly, but everyone knows. Something is wrong, and it has already entered the room. At first, nothing feels unusual. A cough is just a cough. A tired face is just another long day. Life here has always been hard. People get sick. People recover. Or they don't, and no one stops for long. But then, something changes. Not loudly, not clearly, just enough. You begin to notice patterns. The same man coughing again and again. Longer this time. Deeper. A woman who was working yesterday, now sitting still. Too still. Watching nothing. A child quieter than before, not playing, not moving, just there. You look closer, and it's not just tiredness, not just hunger. Something else. Something wrong. Skin looks pale, but not like before, not from cold, from something inside. Eyes unfocused, slow to react, as if the body is still here, but already starting to leave. A man near the fire tries to stand, fails. Someone reaches toward him, then stops, just for a moment. But that moment matters, because instinct says help, but something else says, don't. He nods when asked if he is well. Too quickly, too forced, everyone sees it, no one challenges it, and that is when you understand. Not fully, not yet, but enough. This is not normal, and whatever this is, it has already begun. By midday, the whispers begin, not loudly, not openly, but everywhere. A traveler passed through days ago. No one remembers exactly when, only that he stayed briefly and left quickly. Too quickly. He spoke of something, not clearly, not directly, but enough. A sickness, strange, fast, unforgiving. He said people fell ill in the morning and were gone before the next sunrise. Entire homes, silent. Doors closed, no voices inside, no movement, no life. At first it sounded like a story, something distant, something unreal. But now it feels closer, too close. They say it came from the sea. They say it spreads through breath. They say it touches everything. They say no one survives. No one knows what is true. No one understands it, but no one ignores it anymore. You notice how people speak now, quieter, closer, as if the words themselves are dangerous, as if saying it too clearly might bring it nearer. No one gives it a name, not yet, because naming it would make it real, and deep down, everyone already knows it is. It does not arrive with noise, no warning, no visible beginning, just absence. At first, it is small enough to ignore. A man does not wake. They say he was tired, overworked. It happens. No one questions it. Then another falls ill before sunset. He was strong that morning, working in the fields, laughing even. By evening, he cannot stand. Still, no one calls it what it is, not yet, because naming it would make it real, and reality is something they are not ready to face. A child grows quiet, too quiet. No crying, no movement, just stillness where there should be life. The mother watches, says nothing, but her hands do not stop shaking. One house closes its door, then another, then another. Not together, not planned, just one by one. Like something unseen is moving through them, choosing, taking, leaving nothing behind. There is no single moment when everyone understands, no sudden realization, only a slow, creeping certainty. Something is here, something that does not leave, and whatever it is, it has already begun. You see it clearly now, not as rumor, not as fear, but as something real. A woman leans against a wooden wall. At first, you think she is just tired. Her head lowered, her body still. But then you notice her breathing, too fast, too shallow, like she is trying to hold on to something that is already leaving. Her skin is pale, not the pale of cold, but something deeper, something wrong. You step closer, carefully, instinct pulling you forward, but something else holds you back. Her hand trembles, fingers twitching without control. She tries to lift her head, fails. Then slowly, she turns toward you. Her eyes meet yours, and for a moment, you understand. She knows. She knows what is happening to her, and there is nothing she can do. Her lips move, no sound comes out, only breath, weak, breaking. Then you see it. Dark swellings beneath her skin, rising along her neck, spreading, unnatural, alive in a way they should not be. Someone behind you gasps. Another steps forward, then stops. No one wants to be the first to touch her. No one wants to be the next. She tries again to speak. A whisper escapes, too quiet to understand. Then her body gives way. She collapses, slowly, like something inside her has already let go. No one rushes to help. No one moves, because now everyone sees it. Not a story, not a warning, but the truth. It has arrived, and it does not stop. The village changes, not slowly, immediately. People move further apart. Voices drop. Conversations end early. A cough becomes a warning, a signal. Doors close before sunset. Shutters slam. Bolts slide into place. Families gather inside, waiting, listening. Every sound matters now. Footsteps, wheels, a distant cry. And sometimes, nothing. The disease moves anyway. Through breath you cannot see. Through touch you cannot remember. Through fleas hidden in cloth, in straw, in the very walls. There is no defense, only time, and time is running out. The sun disappears early, or maybe it only feels that way. Shadows grow longer, colder, fires are lit sooner, but they do not bring comfort, only visibility. People eat quickly, no one lingers, no stories are told. Silence sits with them. The bell rings again, slow, heavy. Each strike cuts through the air, deeper than the last. You stop without realizing it. Everyone does. For a moment, nothing moves. Then it comes again. Another toll, another name, though no one says it. People don't ask anymore who has died. They already know. It could be anyone. The sound lingers long after it fades, not just in the air, but inside you. And when it stops, the silence feels even worse. Darkness does not fall suddenly. It spreads slowly, quietly, like something alive. The last light disappears behind the horizon, and with it, the feeling of safety. You cannot see the village anymore, only shapes, only shadows. The fire inside the house flickers weakly, barely holding back the dark pressing in from every side. Outside, the world continues, but you cannot see it. You only hear it. A cart in the distance, wheels grinding slowly through mud. Voices, low, controlled, almost afraid to exist. You already know what it carries. Bodies, taken away before morning. So the living do not have to look. Something moves beyond the walls. A sound too soft to understand. You hold your breath and listen, because in the night, what you cannot see is what comes closest. Days pass, or maybe it is weeks. Time loses shape. Work begins to fail. Fields remain half-tended. Tools lie where they were dropped. Animals wander freely, unwatched. The order of things slips quietly, steadily. Some pray, longer than ever before, kneeling until their legs fail, whispering for mercy. Others stop completely, sitting in silence, watching nothing. Some drink, some leave, some wait. There is no right way to face this, only fear. Then something changes, not suddenly, but noticeably. The noise fades. Fewer voices, fewer steps, fewer lives. You walk through the village. There is space now. Too much space. Doors remain closed, windows dark. The air feels empty, not peaceful, hollow. England does not end, it survives. But it is no longer the same place you walked through before. The people who remain move differently now, slower, more carefully. As if the world itself has become fragile, they speak less, not because there is nothing to say, but because too much has already been lost. Every empty house holds a memory. Every silent street carries a name no one speaks anymore. They have seen something that cannot be undone, something that does not fade with time. And yet, they wake up, they work, they continue, not out of hope, but because life does not stop. Even after everything else has, you stand where the day began. The mist is still there, the houses still stand, the ground still pulls at your feet. But everything feels different, heavier, quieter. You take one last look and step away. This world, rebuilt using AI from medieval engravings, maps, and records, lets you walk through England as it was in 1348. Not as a story, but as a place. And for a moment, you were there.